Summary number 6, The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas, narrated by Idris Khan. Phone and WhatsApp 009234898217776. First, a few words about the novel. The Count of Monte Cristo is an adventurous novel by French author Alexander Dumas. Completed in 1844, it is one of the author's most popular works, along with The Three Musketeers. Another important work by Dumas, written before his work with mik111, was the short novel Gorgeous. This novel is of particular interest to scholars because Dumas reused many of the ideas and plot devices later in the Count of Monte Cristo. Now, the summary. At the age of 19, Edmond Dantes seems to have the perfect life. He's about to become the captain of a ship. He's engaged to a beautiful and kind young woman, Mercedes, and he's well liked by almost everyone who knows him. This perfect life, however, stirs up dangerous jealousy among some of Dante's so-called friends. Danglars, the treasurer of Dante's ship, envies Dante's early career success. Ferdinand Mondego is in love with Dante's fiancée and so covets his amorous success. His neighbor, Caderousse, is simply envious that Dantes is so much luckier in life than he is. Together, these three men draft a letter accusing Dantes of treason. There is some truth to their accusation, and as a favor to his recently deceased captain, Dantes is carrying a letter from Napoleon to a group of Bonapartist sympathizers in Paris. Though Dantes himself has no political leanings, the undertaking is enough to implicate him for treason. On the day of his wedding, Dantes is arrested for his alleged crimes. The deputy public prosecutor, Villefort, sees through the plot to frame Dantes and is prepared to set him free. At the last moment, though, Dantes jeopardizes his freedom by revealing the name of the man to whom he is supposed to deliver Napoleon's letter. The man, Narrated, is Villefort's father. Terrified that any public knowledge of his father's treasonous activities will thwart his own ambitions, Villefort decides to send Dantes to prison for life. Despite the entreaties of Monsieur Morel, Dantes' kind and honest boss, Dantes is sent to the infamous Chateau d'Oeuf, where the most dangerous political prisoners are kept. While in prison, Dantes meets Abbe Faria, an Italian priest and intellectual who has been jailed for his political views. Faria teaches Dantes history, science, philosophy, and languages, turning him into a well-educated man. Faria also bequeaths to Dantes a large treasure hidden on the island of Monte Cristo, and he tells him how to find it should he ever escape. When Faria dies, Dantes hides himself in the abbe's shroud, thinking that he will be buried and then dig his way out. Instead, Dantes is thrown into the sea and is able to cut himself loose and swim into freedom. Dantes travels to Monte Cristo and finds Faria's enormous treasure. He considers his fortune a gift from God, given to him for the sole purpose of rewarding those who have tried to help him and, more important, punishing those who have hurt him. Disguising himself as an Italian priest who answers to the name of Abbe Bossoni, he travels back to Marseilles and visits Caderousse, who is now struggling to make a living as an innkeeper. From Caderousse, he learns the details of the plot to frame him. In addition, Dantes learns that his father has died of grief in his absence and that Mercedes has married Ferdinand Mondego. Most frustrating, he learns that both Danglars and Mondego have become rich and powerful and are living happily in Paris. As a reward for his information and for Caderousse's apparent regret over the part he played in Dante's downfall, Dantes gives Caderousse a valuable diamond. Before leaving Marseilles, Dantes anonymously saves Morel from financial ruin. 10 years later, Dantes emerges in Rome, calling himself the Count of Monte Cristo. He seems to be all-knowing and unstoppable. In Rome, Dantes ingratiates himself to Albert de Morcerf, son of Ferdinand Mondego, and Mercedes by saving him from bandits. In return for the favor, Albert introduces Dantes to Parisian society. None of his old cohorts recognize the mysterious Count as Edmond Dantes, though Mercedes does. Dantes is thus able to insinuate himself effortlessly into the lives of Danglars, Mondego, and Villefort. Armed with damning knowledge about each of them, he has gathered over the past decades. Dantes sets an elaborate scheme of revenge into motion. Mondego, now known as the Count de Morcerf, is the first to be punished. Dantes exposes Morcerf's darkest secret. Morcerf made his fortune by betraying his former patron, the Greek vizier Ali Pacha, and he then sold Ali Pacha's wife and daughter into slavery. Ali Pacha's daughter, Heidi, who has lived with Dantes ever since he bought her freedom 7 years earlier, testifies against Morcerf in front of the Senate, irreversibly ruining his good name. Ashamed by Morcerf's trickery, Albert and Mercedes flee, leaving their tainted fortune behind. Morcerf commits suicide. Villefort's punishment comes slowly and in several stages. Dantes first takes advantage of Madame de Villefort's murderous intent, subtly tutoring her in the use of poison. As Madame de Villefort wreaks her havoc, killing off each member of the household, in turn, Dantes plants the seeds for yet another public expose. In court, it is revealed that Villefort is guilty of attempted infanticide as he tried to bury his illegitimate baby while it was still alive. Believing that everyone he loves is dead and knowing that he will soon have to answer severe criminal charges, Villefort goes insane. For his revenge on Danglars, Dantes simply plays upon his enemy's greed. He opens various false credit accounts with Danglars that cost him vast amount of money. He also manipulates Danglars' unfaithful and dishonest wife, costing Danglars more money, and helps Danglars' daughter, Eugenie, run away with her female companion. Finally, when Danglars is nearly broke and about to flee without paying any of his creditors, Dantes has the Italian bandit Luigi Vampa kidnap him and relieve him of his remaining money. Dantes spares Danglars' life but leaves him penniless. Meanwhile, as these acts of vengeance play out, Dantes also tries to complete one more act of goodness. Dantes wishes to help the brave and honorable Maximilien Morel, the son of the kind ship owner, so he hatches an elaborate plot to save Maximilien's fiancée, Valentine Villefort, from her murderous stepmother, to ensure that the couple will be truly happy forever. Dantes gives Valentine a pill that makes her appear dead and then carries her off to the island of Monte Cristo. For a month, Dantes allows Maximilien to believe that Valentine is dead, which causes Maximilien to long for death himself. Dantes then reveals that Valentine is alive. Having known the depths of despair, Maximilien is now able to experience the heights of ecstasy. Dantes too ultimately finds happiness when he allows himself to fall in love with the adoring and beautiful Haydée. This is the end of the summary of the novel The Count of Monte Cristo, written by Alexander Dumas. Don't forget to subscribe and then hit the bell icon. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself.